Hey cinephiles, this month in movies brings us two unique takes on horror classics, the perfect chaser to Oppenheimer, the first movie since Blonde to be slapped with an NC-17 rating, and a restoration of one of the best films of the 21st century. Welcome back to my monthly series wherein I curate a list of 10 new movies to watch. While my selection is based on release dates in the United States, it should still serve any cinephile as a list of films to look out for. Stick around after my countdown for a rundown of other new releases, in addition to what the Cineflex community voted as the movie they're most excited to see this month. Without further ado, let's start the countdown. Number 10. The Last Voyage of the Demeter. A crew sailing from Carpathia to England find that they are carrying very dangerous cargo. Over the years, we've seen no shortage of Dracula films, but this one bites a bit differently as it specifically adapts the Captain's Log chapter from Bram Stoker's 1897 novel. At the wheel is Norwegian director Andre Overdahl, whose work includes Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, The Autopsy of Jane Doe, and one of my favorite mockumentaries, Troll Hunter. Distributed by Universal Pictures, The Last Voyage of the Demeter is docked in a theater near you.
The devil is real. May God have mercy on us all.
Number 9. Birth, Rebirth. A single mother and a childless morgue technician are bound together by their relationship to a little girl they have reanimated from the dead. This psychological body horror film is a modern reimagining of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I saw this back at Sundance and was pleasantly surprised by its straightforward approach and unconventional outcome. The highlight being the two lead performances from Marin Ireland and Judy Reyes. Distributed by IFC Films, Birth, Rebirth breaches into select theaters on August 18th before heading to Shudder.
I am doing everything I can to keep her alive.
Number 8. A Compassionate Spy. The incredible story of Manhattan Project scientist Ted Hall, who shared classified nuclear secrets with Russia. I'm sure it's no coincidence that this was released in the wake of Oppenheimer and will appeal to anyone wanting to learn about another pivotal individual involved. In addition to its provocative title, this is the latest from prolific documentarian Steve James, director of Hoop Dreams, The Interrupters, and Life Itself. It premiered at last year's Venice International Film Festival to positive reviews. Distributed by Magnolia Pictures, A Compassionate Spy is now available on VOD.
The world has come extremely close to real, actual, total disaster.
What made you do it?
I guess a major factor would be compassion.
Number 7. Bottoms. Two high school senior girls set up a fight club to hook up with cheerleaders before graduation. This is the sophomore feature-length directorial debut from Emma Seligman, whose 2020 debut, Shiva Baby, was a critical darling that charmed its way onto many best of the year lists. She's re-teamed with Shiva Baby herself, Rachel Sennott, to breathe new life and perspective into the teen sex comedy genre. Bottoms premiered at South by Southwest back in March to rave reviews. MGM releases it into theaters on August 25th.
I want that trophy.
Number 6. Klondike. The story of a Ukrainian family living on the border of Ukraine-Russia during the start of the war. The pregnant Urka refuses to leave her house, even shortly after the family find themselves at the center of an international air crash catastrophe. Klondike premiered at last year's Sundance Film Festival, where it won the World Cinema Dramatic Competition for Direction and was Ukraine's official submission for the 95th Oscars. It's been praised as a timely, unflinching, and darkly comedic look at the toll of war on ordinary people. Distributed by Samuel Goldwyn Films, Klondike is now playing in select theaters.
Ну, починайте.
Не торкнись. Боїшся?
Я не боюсь.
Number 5. Medusa Deluxe. A murder mystery set in a competitive hairdressing contest. Extravagance and excess collide as the death of a contestant sows seeds of division in a community whose passion for hair verges on obsession. The feature-length debut from writer-director Thomas Hardiman looks as unique as it sounds. The Gonzo trailer plays like a mix between Barbershop and Birdman, with an eclectic cast and demented sense of humor. Distributed by A24 and Mubi, Medusa Deluxe is cutting its way into select theaters.
I might take that break now.
Number 4. Passages. In contemporary Paris, an international gay couple's marriage is thrown into crisis when one of them impulsively begins a passionate affair with a young woman. This was one of the most talked about at this year's Sundance Film Festival, which is where I saw it. Franz Rogowski and Ben Whishaw are incredible in this, and while the former makes for a maddening protagonist, it is a compelling viewing throughout, culminating with a final scene that is nothing short of iconic. This marks the first film since Blonde to be slapped with an NC-17 rating, a surprise and disappointment to writer-director Iris Sachs and the film's distributor Mubi, who decided to release the film unrated. Passages is now playing in select theaters before heading to Mubi at a later date.
I thought that you were in love.
I'm confused.
Number 3, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem. After years of being sheltered from the human world, the Turtle Brothers set out to win the hearts of New Yorkers and be accepted as normal teenagers through heroic acts. This computer-animated reboot of the superhero franchise comes from the minds of Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, with Jeff Rao in the director's chair, following up The Mitchells vs. the Machines, one of the best animated films of 2021. Also, fun fact, this is the first theatrical release Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film to not only have positive consensus, but reaching certified fresh status, already winning over critics and audiences alike.
I like turtles.
I like turtles.
Released by Paramount Pictures, TMNT is currently kicking mutant butt in a theater near you. Number 2, Dreamin' Wild. The true story of the Emerson family and the tumult that followed the success of their self-recorded pop-funk album of the same name, which went largely unnoticed until critics rediscovered and reappraised it decades later. This comes to us from writer-director Bill Pollard, who last directed one of the best musical biopics of the last decade, Love and Mercy. And you know what? He's done it again. This movie plucked my heartstrings effortlessly with its inspiring yet complicated story of family sacrifice and chasing your dreams. Casey Affleck is phenomenal, and every other performance backs him up beautifully. Distributed by Roadside Attractions, Dreamin' Wild is currently spinning in theaters.
I'm just sorry, Dad, for putting you through all of it.
You're my son. I would have gladly given up all the land just to hear you play.
Number 1, Oldboy. After being kidnapped and imprisoned for 15 years, Odesu is released only to learn that he must find his captor in 5 days. This, of course, is the unforgettable plot of Park Chan-wook's 2003 masterpiece. In honor of the film's 20th anniversary, it has received a stunning 4K restoration, looking better than ever. For my money, this is still the creme de la creste of the Korean New Wave, one of the best films of the 21st century, and one of my personal all-time favorites. It also holds a special place in my heart for Cineflect because the very first video I uploaded to this channel, over 8 years ago now, was a video essay comparing its legendary one-shot hallway fight scene with one featured in Netflix's Daredevil series. If you've never seen Oldboy before, you are in for a treat, and if you have, you know what all the fuss is about, and there's no better way to experience it as Neon re-releases it into theaters on August 16th. Those are my picks for 10 movies to watch in August 2023. Other August releases include The Adults, Aporia, Back on the Strip, Before Now and Then, Billion Dollar Heist, Blue Beetle, Carpet Cowboys, The Collective, Corner Office, Deltopia, The Eternal Memory, Fremont, Golda, Gran Turismo, Heart of Stone, The Hill, Jules, King Cole, King on Screen, Landscape with Invisible Hand, Love Life, Meg 2, The Trench, Men of Deeds, Mobland, The Monkey King, Mutt, Our Body, Piaf, The Pod Generation, Problemista, Red, White, and Royal Blue, The Retirement Plan, Retribution, Scrapper, Shortcomings, Strays, Vacation Friends 2, What Comes Around, White Bird, and You Are So Not Invited to My Bar Mitzvah. Over on the Cineflect Community tab, I asked, what movie are you most excited to see in August? And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem knocked out the competition with 37% of the vote. Have you seen any of these movies? Which ones are you most excited for? Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you down there. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to Cineflect for video essays, film lists, and more.
I got this!
And click that bell next to the subscribe button if you'd like to be notified anytime I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching. For Cineflect, I'm JS Lewis. Until next time, watch something good.